Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, The Mature Exotical Lady. And I've actually got myself a selfie stick now, and I'm trying to find the right angle so that I'm comfortable, because I'm about to go out. I'm in the process of actually preparing to travel to Greece, and so there are some things some bits and pieces that I need to buy just to make my traveling a bit easier. And as I've been here in Italy, I'm kind of learning about little bits and pieces that you need as a traveller if you're planning on bopping from place to place and being in one place maybe for a couple of weeks or more, or even less. There's certain things you need to feel comfortable. So so I'm going to buy some more things, some little bits and pieces, and I'm going to go to a Chinese store, like the Chinese version of a BM sort of place, to see if they've got like a phone. I need like a waist. I don't like those what do they call them? Waist pouches. They're a bit, I don't really like them, but I'm looking for something that I can fit one of my phones in comfortably, so I can listen to music at the same time as I might be doing like a video like now. And because I want to be comfortable, and even like a belt, maybe sort of like a belt thing that could even hold a bottle of water as well would be great. So I've tidied up my little apartment. I've tidied up my little apartment as much as I can. And you can kind of see bits and pieces of the background. It's my beautiful balcony doors that I love. I just love that view. I really do. So let's go. And let's go. I'm actually gonna chime back in when I'm outside. So me walking down the stairs now. And I'm getting used to this selfie stick. I think it's, like much more comfortable when you're recording. And I'm sort of stretching my arms out in front of me. And you get better angles, don't you? Because I'm new to this. I'm learning some little things. So yeah. My apartment's actually on the third floor. There is a lift, but I do like taking the stairs because exercise. Got to keep ourselves fit and healthy. So taking the stairs is a way that I do that. Sometimes I walk up and down these stairs a couple of times actually, just to get that 5 minutes heartbeat going, heart rate. Oh, we've got someone else moved in, because it looks like they're refurbishing their kitchen. I actually think I know. I think it's flat 2 floors below me that's been bought. Another one that's, do you see that? It's been bought. Yeah, and they're for refurbishing already. Ooh, they're in business. I'm not refurbishing them. I've got to refurbish the one I've got in England first before I try and do anything else here. As long as it's comfortable for now, I'm good with that. So yeah, my poor old bike over there that I haven't used since the day I got it. I used it for a day or two. It's just been parked there. My bicycle. It's a bike that I got. I think I want a trike actually. That's what I want. I want a trike. I'm lazy. I think it will be sort of like be able to balance me more. That's what I think anyway. I won't feel so self-conscious when I'm riding it. I could fit a bigger basket on there for when I'm doing shopping. So yeah. So anyway, one of the things I was going to talk about today is, as a Caribbean woman, right? born in England, but obviously my father's from the Caribbean. I think I'm going to have to put my glasses on because that sun looks very bright. It's just so gorgeous here. Anyway, as a Caribbean woman, yeah, one of the things that I thought would be useful to talk about very briefly is you know, a few items that would be useful to carry around when you're sort of doing a sort of traveling, not a holiday, but you know, you're planning to travel from place to place, to be in different countries, different locations, you know, a couple of weeks or a few weeks at a time, maybe over a 3-month period or so. And I was just thinking about some of the things that, you know, I need to feel comfortable. Sorry, a car's coming there. Some of the things that I think I need to feel comfortable, you know, that's made me feel less sort of homesick, so to speak. All right. And mainly, let me start with like the essential food, because we all need food, right? Now, I'm not big on eating out, and I've never really been big on eating out for some years now. Obviously, when I was younger, I used to eat out, as you do, socialise. But because of my ulcerative colitis condition, it's made me very, very sort of careful about where I eat and what I eat. But at the same time, obviously, you know, as a Caribbean woman, having grown up on Caribbean food, I like my Caribbean food from time to time, even though I don't really eat much rice and stuff like that. I will eat, you know, I can still like eat a piece of yam from time to time, some plantain, you know, sort of thing. But anyway, you can't get those things where I am. Well, you'll probably get them in a big city like Rome, because I'm in Italy, for those who don't know. But one of the things I'm trying to do is to travel to places that actually aren't the big cities, because why? You know, they're much more expensive. You don't really get like a authentic feel for a place when you just go to the main cities where everyone else goes. So my theme really is to sort of like go to less known towns where the actual people live, you know. And also, that's where I worked out you would find actually much better property deals as well, because that's another thing. As I'm traveling, I'm hoping to sort of find out about the local property deals, because, you know, the goal eventually, have a little base in different parts of the world that I could travel to throughout the year and live my best life, literally live my best life, and you know, live the way millionaires live. They don't have like one apartment or one place in one, you know, in one country. They spread themselves out. They live globally for many beneficial reasons. So that's my plan, to kind of do that. But obviously I'm on a budget. Okay, so the smaller towns that are not far from, you know, good train links or good transport links, depending on where it is. Airport, maybe within 1.5 to 2 hours of an airport. That's got good facilities. That's what I'm looking for, without being in sort of major cities, right? So, that being said, you're not going to get the ingredients, for example, that we would need as Caribbean people, if you're African, as African. You know, you're not going to get certain ingredients for your food. And there's like, even if you do eat out a lot, there's only so much eating out you can do, really. So basically, what I figured out for me is, in terms of ingredients, right, seasoning is the main thing, because you can get rice everywhere, okay? Obviously you're not going to get yam, plantain. If you get a green banana, right? Or, you know, you're not going to get provision, what we call provision. You're not going to get ground rice or food, you know, you're not going to get egusi. You're not going to get all those sort of things, yeah? And what you would make for fufu. So you have to improvise, right? Fufu if you're African, because that's what the term, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. Okay. But, okay, so seasoning. Now, for me, as a Caribbean woman, 2 essential seasonings are absolutely mandatory to pack away with you. First one is all-purpose seasoning, right? So all-purpose seasoning, pack some all-purpose seasoning. You won't get all-purpose seasoning in the small towns around the Mediterranean. And I mean, I don't know about places outside of Europe yet, because I haven't been to like you know, the Asian continent, places like that. But you're obviously going to get seasonings in those places more readily than what you'll probably get here, because they probably use some of the stuff that we would use anyway, because we've got Asian influence in Caribbean food. So yeah, but all-purpose seasoning specifically, that's very Caribbean. All right. The other ingredient is pimento, ground pimento. Bring your ground pimento. Yes, pack some ground pimento. That, if there's only one ingredient at all, you must have that. You must have your ground pimento, right? Because that's what normally gives our food that authentic Caribbean, black Caribbean taste that we like. Because I've found you can get cloves, because cloves is another one that we like, but you can get cloves. I've managed to buy ground cloves in this town, yeah? So you can get that. And another one, I would say mixed spice. Yes? Bring your mixed spice. Bring your mixed spice, because your mixed spice has got a mixture normally of, you know, nutmeg. I mean, if you could get ground nutmeg as well, get that. Bring that as well, some nutmeg. So, you know, just little packets. Just pack yourself some, because it's all powdered, it's all ground, so you can pack them, you know. So that will be your all-purpose seasoning, your pimento, your mixed spice, and I would say nutmeg as well, if you can get it, nutmeg, right? And cinnamon you can find. In most places you'll find cinnamon. So cinnamon, you know, you don't need to worry about cinnamon, all right? And for me, from a Caribbean perspective, I've found with those ingredients, I'm good. Obviously, like I said, I can't get yam, I can't get plantain and stuff like that. But we Caribbeans, we love an Irish, what we call potato. We love it, right? So we can use that. We can improvise and use our potato. Yeah, you can make dumpling. And in fact, in this Italy here, they got cornmeal. They do have cornmeal. They call it something else though. Po something, but they have cornmeal anyway, right? So you can get that. If you are African Nigerian, because I don't know about any other African country, but having been married to Nigerian for many years, you can, once you've got oats, you can blend them up, right? So that's not a problem, right? You can bring your, I would say, from a Nigerian perspective, I would say Maggi, because you won't get Maggi seasoning in these places. Bring your Maggi seasoning, because you guys like your Maggi seasoning, and also your ground crayfish. Ground crayfish, or yeah, ground crayfish, the powder one, not the cubes one, because it will sweat, right? So all these things I'm suggesting should be in powder form, because don't bring no cubes or they will sweat. These places are hot. When you're traveling around, you got it in your suitcase, all right? So I would say that's the two main things. I mean, in terms of like saying, oh, you know, you're bringing grounded goosey and all that, I mean, what kind of food are you going to be cooking? Because, you know, for all that, that's kind of like food that takes long to cook, that you're going to need to have a fridge to, you know, to sort of store it and then be eating it for longer than one day. I don't know if you're, you know, if you want to be doing all that. So I'm not going to mention that. But obviously, if you were going to go somewhere for a whole good 3 months and be in one place, then it might be worthwhile. Have your own apartment where you've got like big enough cooking pots, then you could do that. That would be a good idea, to bring your dried egusi on top. So that would be, like I said, Maggi seasoning and dry crayfish. And if you're going on a sort of 3 months stint somewhere, maybe bring yourself some ground egusi so you can make that egusi stew at, oh, I can't remember what they call it. Yeah, but anyway, you know what I'm talking about. If there's any Nigerians watching it, you know what I'm talking about, yeah? But other than that, yeah, I mean, you obviously the Maggi and the crayfish, you can use that to make stew, like red stew. And obviously, all the rest of the ingredients you will find rice, you know. And as I say, you can make, you've got greens, all kind of greens. They're very good with the vegetables here, so you could get some kind of greens. But yeah, so those would be my things that I've kind of brought my my pimento and all-purpose seasoning. Yeah, I had to. Okay, very, very essential. And I've been able to cook chicken and have that flavour that I need, you know. I don't really eat much carbohydrates, but if I do, I get potato, I put it in there, because normally I would, if I'm stewing down chicken, I'll put some carrots and potato in there. That's how we do it in where my father's from, Antigua, right? So that's what I would do. Now, is there anything else? I think there was something else I wanted to add, but I just can't remember what it is at the moment. So bear with me. Yeah, can't think of anything food-wise. Oh, this is not food, but in terms of making you feel like you've got your comforts around you, and because I think 2 things that always will make you feel more at home is what you eat, if you're missing home, like your home country, your home place, and music, right? So always make sure that you have downloaded and put offline your music of black origin that you love, right? Like for me, it's R&B. I'm an R&B woman, period. I like some reggae, but it's not really my thing. And calypso, jazz. I mean, I do these, you know, I like a little bit of everything, to be honest, but mostly I must have my R&B, which is my neo soul normally, or, you know, neo soul, rare groove woman, you know, that's my generation. So I have that, and it means I can listen to my music that makes me feel, you know, at home with myself, wherever I am. Makes me feel like I've got my culture around me, wherever I am, you know. No matter what time of day it is, I just make, as long as my phone is charged, my iPad, whatever is charged, I can just listen to that music, even if I've got no Wi-Fi. If that's a bit iffy, no matter where I am. And I feel good. It doesn't, you know, it's making me not miss being at home so much. Because I've been away now. I've been away from the UK now. It's about coming up to 6 weeks, I think it is. So it's quite a bit, and I'm obviously by myself. My daughter, God bless her, love you, Alero. She came out, and actually the main reason Alero came out, apart from to see her own apartment and sign her papers, was to actually bring her mum some medical supplies as well that I needed. Because for me, obviously, if you've got a health condition, then obviously medical supplies are important. for you to make sure you're going to know how you're going to restock when you need medical supplies. Yeah. So, I mean, if you're Caribbean and you're watching this video, then please, and you've travelled, you know, I'm not just talking about travel to a holiday back to the Caribbean, or if you're African back to your home country on the continent, but if you've travelled to other places off the beaten track, so to speak, you know, where it's not common for our people to travel to, leave any tips on what you've done to sort of like make yourself feel, you know, at home after the initial excitement of being somewhere new, you know, and the culture where you're going and eating their food there or whatever. There comes a point where you just want what you want, you know, what you're used to, especially if you're staying in like your own place. Like me, bought my apartment in South Italy, so it's like my EU base, but obviously it's in a place where there's not an established Caribbean community, so you know, I have to start to make sure that I've got those things that I would normally have. My hat's about to fly off. That I would normally have to make myself feel at home. I want them with me. And as I'm about to travel to Greece, which is my next destination, again, I'm going to end up somewhere that is not, that's off the beaten track. Obviously, I'll touch down in Athens. Obviously, I think it's a touchdown in Athens at this time of year. But again, I will make sure that I have with me, essentially, in my backpack, I will have my few seasoning that I need with my food, and with me as well, because I don't use sugar. I use sucralose powder, right? I've been using that for years now, and I normally order it from Amazon. So I've got my packet of sucralose powder I bring with me to use as I normally would use. Yeah. So I hope you found this video helpful in some way, and not too boring. It's a lovely hot day, and as I say, I'm kind of using this opportunity to walk and go and get myself some bits and pieces that I'm going to need as I prepare to go to Greece. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to get there at the moment. I'm thinking about a ferry, because that seems to be like quite an economical way to go. If I get to Apulia in east of Italy, then I can get a ferry, and that seems quite exciting. I have gotten a ferry before. I got a ferry from Sicily to get to Calabria, and that was a really quick journey. But obviously a ferry from East Italy to, oh, look at this view. I don't know if you can see this, but this is lovely. Sorry, I just get distracted by that, but it's just the hills. I just love seeing. Every time I see certain, you know, certain picturesque views, if I can put it that way, at different times of the day, they just give me a different feeling, honestly. So yeah, so I haven't figured out what my route will be, or whether I'll just get a plane. I really wanted that ferry experience, so we'll see. Okay guys, so wherever you are, I hope you have a good day, a good afternoon, a good evening, or a good night, and I shall see you again in the next one. Bye.